So it's a typical winter day. It's cloudy, it's windy, and pretty cold. So Vienna has ranked consistently as the most or second livable city in the world for about a decade now, except in 2021. And I was wondering, why is that so? Certainly not because of the weather. Vienna is damn cold and windy for about half a year, and from October till March, you see the sun as often as you saw me in university lectures. Here are the 6 reasons why Vienna is the most livable city in the world. Number 1, low crime rates. Safety is one of the major factors of a city's life quality. You can walk through any part of the city at any time, also at 4 a.m., and no one will probably harm you. Number 2, clean air and low pollution. Vienna is a very clean city, not as clean as Dubai, for example, in my experience. Like, you find some trash here and there, but all in all, it's quite clean. About the air, as we can see in the air quality index, there is very low pollution. Of course, there are some like mountain villages where the pollution is even lower, but we're talking of major cities here. So yeah, air is very clean, pollution is very low. Number 3, favorable rental conditions. If you move here, you can find quite easily an apartment for a very fair price. This has to do with government regulations. Of course, when you want to live in the first district, like the city center, you will not find a cheap apartment. But if you go a little bit away from the city center, you can find very fair priced apartments. And a lot of people choose to live a little bit outside of the city center because of number 4, the very good public transportation system. You can get around the city from any point to any point basically in like half an hour. The subway, trams and buses, they run consistently also on the weekends all through the night, and are very clean, and you don't have to fear that some homeless guy or so will sleep in there. And another alternative to the good public transportation is car sharing. I often use car sharing when I need a car to get something or to drive a longer distance, and I always here use eLoop e-car sharing. This is actually a Tesla car sharing service, so they only have Tesla basically. So if you want to try it out and rent a Tesla in Vienna, I leave you a referral code in the description below, and when you enter that, you get 15 euros of free driving credits for a Tesla in Vienna. Number 5 is another important factor according to The Economist, and that is healthcare. There, Vienna scores 100 out of 100 points actually, which is crazy, because first of all, healthcare is free and available to everyone at any time. And secondly, there's actually like a phenomenon that people from other countries come here, especially to get certain medical treatments, because they are considered very high quality here in Vienna, which I didn't know of. And number 6, last but not least, culture and activities and sports. There is a ton of coffee shops, museums, art exhibitions, whatever festivals that you can visit here in Vienna. I'm personally not the biggest fan of museums and art exhibitions, but I love coffee, and there's also a Vienna Coffee Festival that I been just last week actually. And you have great nightclubs and also music festivals all year long, so you will not get bored here in the city. Sports-wise, you can do a lot of things. I like to play tennis and like to go running, for example, in the Prater. This is actually the place where the fastest marathon in the world took place from Eliud Kipchoge. He ran it there. So that's another side note here. What I miss in this city ranking personally is weather. When I cannot really do outside activities for 6 months in a year, then I have to stay indoors for quite a lot of time. Of course, here in Austria, you can go skiing, but Vienna is actually quite far away from like the good mountains that are high and where you can ski quite well. So you have to drive about 2 hours to get there. So when I compare the weather from Vienna to other cities on the ranking, for example in Australia, where you can do outdoor activities for much more months of the year, then for me personally, that would be a factor that plays into the life quality. Any city that is next to a lake or the sea or big mountains, for me that's a big plus. Vienna doesn't have that. It has the Danube and like a few little mountains next to it, but nevertheless, Vienna does a lot of things very well. I hope you liked watching this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video. Bye.